Hey guys, it's Tara and welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing our fall themed recipes and making the most delicious apple crisp. I'm going to be using my Instant Pot to make the apples. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can still make this recipe. I will leave a complete list of ingredients along with step-by-step instructions in the description box below. Before we get started, if you have not already, I would love for you to be a part of this community. You do that by hitting the red subscribe button that's right below this video. Next week, we're making pumpkin muffins. You do not want to miss this episode. Be sure to click the bell icon, that way you're notified each time I post a new video. If you guys are ready to make this super delicious apple crisp, smash that like button and let's jump right into the video. We are going to start with our apples. It is an apple crisp after all. So I'm using Honeycrisp apples. You could also use Fuji or Gala. I would stay away from apples that become too soft when cooked. That way they retain some of their delicious texture. So I've peeled the apples, removed the core, and then I'm going to slice the apples up and then dice them into bite-sized pieces. Next, we're grabbing a lemon. I find it real helpful to roll it on the counter first so it releases its juices. And then we're going to zest this lemon first. It adds so much more depth of flavor. I love it. Then we're going to cut the lemon in half and juice it directly into the bowl. What I love about lemon is not only does it help the apples from browning, it also adds such a brightness to the dish. Then we're going to just simply stir everything together and get going on our spices. So I'm starting with some coconut sugar. You could also use brown sugar. I wanted to keep this refined sugar free. Some tapioca flour. You could use cornstarch, some salt, and some cinnamon. And I'm also going to add some cloves. I love the flavor of cloves. You could also alternatively use apple pie spice or even pumpkin pie spice would be very delicious. Stir everything together. Look at those juices releasing. Delicious. Next, we're going to grab our Instant Pot, add some water. I'm using about a cup of water because we need that to pressurize. Add a trivet and this bowl of delicious looking apples. Make sure your silicone ring is on. Close the lid, set it to sealing, and cook it on high pressure for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Now let's make the crumb topping. So I'm using rolled oats and some pecans. You can use any kind of nuts or seeds that you love. I'm adding some coconut sugar, and here I'm using apple pie spice instead. You could just use cinnamon and a pinch of salt and just pulse everything together. Then we're going to add some melted coconut oil. This is going to help this topping to get deliciously golden brown when we air fry it. Now let's go back to our Instant Pot. I performed a quick release, open the lid, and look at these perfectly cooked apples. You could simply eat the apples like this. They are so delicious. But this is an apple crisp video, so that's what we're making. I'm greasing these ramekins and adding equal parts of this mixture to each of the ramekins. Alternatively, you could make one larger apple crisp, but I thought these individual ramekins were so incredibly adorable, so that's what I wanted to do. Then we're going to add some of the crumb topping to each of the ramekins. You don't have to do anything special, just add it right on top. I'm going to be using my air fryer to crisp up this delicious topping. You can use your Instant Pot to make the whole thing, but it will make the topping more like a bread pudding consistency. If you love it that way, by all means, use your Instant Pot. If you don't have an air fryer, you can also either place it inside of the oven for about 10 minutes or place it under the broiler. Just keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn, and it will be delicious. Next, we're going to add them to the air fryer. These 4 ramekins fit perfectly inside of my air fryer. If you have a smaller air fryer, you might have to do it in batches. Now it's time to make a delicious whipped topping. I'm going to be using coconut cream to keep it dairy-free. You can substitute heavy whipping cream, light whipping cream, or even half and half as long as it's very cold. You can use a 1-to-1 ratio for what I'm using with the coconut cream, and it will be delicious. So we're gonna add the coconut cream. I placed the can inside of the fridge overnight, and I'm only using the cream part, not the water. Add our monk fruit. You can use any kind of granulated sweetener that you love, and a little bit of vanilla. Then we're gonna grab our mixer. You can also use a stand mixer, but this was just very simple to do. And keep mixing until you get stiff peaks. Now let's plate this up. Of course, you don't have to plate it up. You can eat it right out of the ramekin, but I wanted to take some photos, of course, and show you the delicious texture of this apple crisp. Top it with some of that whipped topping and a little bit of cinnamon. You guys have got to try this recipe. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you have a chance to try it. Let me know any other recipe ideas you have for a future episode in the comments below. I'm gonna leave a playlist of some delicious fall recipes on the screen over here if you'd like to check that out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.